Good morning, Meridian, and welcome to Business Buzz, sponsored by TDS Fiber. Joining me this morning, I have the privilege of speaking with Paige Dinger, of the Executive Director for Faces of Hope. Welcome, Paige. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me here. This is exciting.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. So we're just going to start from scratch. What is Faces of Hope? I know a lot, but I definitely want you to share with our audience. What is Faces of Hope, and who do you help?
Faces of Hope is a one-stop triage center for victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, elder abuse, child abuse, stalking, and sex trafficking. We support everybody in Ada County, and we support the other counties as well, especially because we know that they work here in Meridian and Boise. So we have wraparound triage services for these victims. So we're going to take care of their medical, legal, basic needs, their educational needs. We're just going to take care of them so that if they're in an abusive situation, they can get out or they can get the help they need.
Yeah. So some of the specific services and programs, I was talking with Chris, your marketing lead on some things, are really services that some people don't know that they can get. I mean, as far as, when they're going through maybe that first part of the restraining order and things like that, can you share with us just maybe some of the instances that people don't think of, what type of services you can provide?
Sure. I think our board member said it best. He said, Faces is one of the best kept secrets in town. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, man, then we got to do more work, because we want people to know that they can come here for crisis counseling. Maybe they've called and they want to meet with a counselor, but there's a wait list somewhere else. You can come to Faces for immediate crisis counseling. We also give legal advice and legal support. Maybe you just have questions. You want to know about getting a divorce or custody for your kids, or what your rights are. We have several attorneys. We have an attorney and we have students from the U of I, law students, that are helping you with that legal advice. We also just take care of your basic needs. We're not a shelter, but we can get you out of that situation and put you in a hotel. We can replace eyeglasses and cell phones. Cell phones are often monitored by that abuser, so we'll give you a cell phone that you can keep that nobody has to know about. We also are going to make sure that you're eating and you've got your gas tank. Gas is kind of expensive these days. Mm-hmm. So if we fill your tank and we fill your cupboards, then you can deal with the root of the issue. Do I need to leave my abuser, or what support do I need to stay safe?
Yeah, it's usually those type of things that force you to stay in those situations because you're unsure. You're just your security about everything else is what forces you to stay in a certain situation.
And I think a lot of people say they're staying in it for the children, or maybe they own a business together. A lot goes in a relationship. So there's a lot of reasons that people want to stay, and there is no judgment. If you want to stay with that person, we're just going to give you the resources that you need. Mm-hmm. And I think one thing that people don't realize is we don't have to get law enforcement involved. Unless there's child abuse, you can come and receive all the services that you need and still go home and not get law enforcement involved.
Yeah. So why is Faces important to the members of the Meridian or Greater Western Ada County community?
Well, I think Faces is important because we're going to surround you with complete services with all of our partners. That's what makes us unique. We have partners in the building: law enforcement, Department of Health and Welfare, St. Luke's Cares. Our partners also help so that you don't have to navigate the community and go from one place to another. The other great thing is, as we're expanding and we're talking about Meridian, we are looking at opening up a Faces 2.0 here in the next few months, where I think sometimes people think that the commute downtown is a little daunting. Mm-hmm. We want to bring you the services here. We don't want any barriers for Meridian residents, for Eagle and Kuna residents. We want to make sure that we bring you the services. So we're going to be opening up a Faces 2.0 very soon.
So Faces of Hope opening here in Meridian soon. But right now, where can they come to your office and get that support?
I think the best way to tell people where we are is, if you know where Trader Joe's is downtown, a stone's throw away is Faces of Hope. We're on 417 South 6th Street. You can see Trader Joe's from the back of our building.
Okay, excellent. So what has growth been like for your organization since the beginning of the pandemic? And why do you think the pandemic changed things?
Man, the pandemic, we had to pivot. A lot of people, stayed with their abuser for a much longer period of time. Maybe they were afraid of becoming homeless or exposing their children. Maybe moving to a shelter sounded frightening. We saw that people were definitely having suicidal ideation. That went way up during the pandemic, and with our counselors, we were able to address that. Since the pandemic, though, we've seen a huge increase, and just this year alone, we've had a 27% increase. With all of our partners and Faces combined, we've had over 2,500 people come through our doors. And if you think about it, that's about every 10 minutes somebody is walking through the doors of Faces of Hope. That's your neighbor, your coworker. That may have been you at some point, but we've seen an increase, but we are making sure that we are the triage center that can support you and me where you're at.
Okay. So how can individuals in the community support the family members or friends that are experiencing trauma from family abuse or sexual assault?
We recently had Elizabeth Smart come and speak to our community, and she said something that I'll never forget that I pass along to businesses and family members. If somebody comes and tells you that they are being abused, that's got to be hard, right? Like, we all expect to have a Cinderella story, the white picket fence and the dog, but that isn't always the case. And so if somebody comes to you, tell everybody to just believe. Don't have judgment. Don't ask why they're staying. Just believe them and then be an ambassador. We've got great organizations. We've got Faces of Hope. Talk to them about the resources because they may not know.
Yeah. So what can businesses or individuals do to support victims and survivors and work to change our culture?
Well, you ask a really good question, and it's very timely because we have our 3-day giving event this week. It's our Light of Hope 3-day giving. It starts today and it ends on Thursday, and it's all virtual. And we're going to be sharing some great stories about people who have come through Faces, and we're going to share and celebrate with you to talk about the services that were provided and how they were able to get out and start a new life. So if, as a business, if you want to donate, or as an individual, you can go to our social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. All you have to do is click on there, and it's an easy way to donate. If you don't want to donate, but you all maybe want to give of your time, we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. So we're going to meet you where you're at and be able to help support you in a way that you want to give.
Okay. If people want to learn a little bit more about Faces of Hope or how to access your services, what's some good contact information for your organization?
If you want to see what we're about, you can go to our website. It's facesofhopevictimcenter.org. Or check us out on Facebook, especially now. You're going to be hearing these stories. You're going to see how we help. Or you can come for a tour. We love to show people what we do. So come to 417 South 6th Street or give us a call at 577-4400.
Yeah, well, Paige, you're doing amazing work in the community, much needed, and we don't want people to not know about you. So we hope the secret gets out.
Well, thank you. We hope to be in Meridian really soon to help support this community. I'm a resident myself, and it's really important that we take care of Meridian.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, excellent. So be sure and join us this weekend for some chamber activities. We've got our Oktoberfest event, downtown Meridian, all day Saturday. Come out and enjoy the live music, the food, the activities, in our first annual inaugural Oktoberfest event. Also coming up, we have, let's see here, we have our speaker series event, Future Proof Your Business. That is October 4th is our next speaker series luncheon. You can register for that now. And then our First Friday networking event, October 7th at Allstate Insurance. And then next up, we have, we've got a lot of things coming up. Our Emerging Leaders Group has the Find the Leader Within You workshop for everyone to attend on October 19th. And then finally, our Casino Night Gala. We haven't had a gala for 2 years, but we're back November 4th for our Casino Night Gala. So get your tickets now for that and join us at the Galaxy Event Center for that annual event. So thank you for joining us today, and have a great week, Meridian.